Where do I start? They say life imitates art. I'm trying to paint a picture. Paint a picture that's licking you scripture. I ain't just another nigga. Another nigga with a dream. It seems we finally made him all believe. A dream to be the reason we come to achieve. The life that we would all kill for, even die for. High score, so sick, so sick. Sick and tired of these little kids talking grown shit.
What up, Lo? So yo, we have a soundboard. It's just not working. I don't know why. I was pressing the button, and I had the thing to do the things, and it's saying played, but there's no sound coming out, and then it marks a purple and calls it played, but there's no sound. So I don't know what's going on. I have another week to figure this out. The beauties of say that again. Everything, yo. It's not even showing number. You know how like a sound would have 0 to 4 seconds for like the length of the sound, right? Yeah. It's just saying 0 to 0. We're going listen. It's just bugs. It's just technology. It's only great when it actually works. Most of the time, this shit don't even work.
But technology is going to save everybody and everything. Don't we all know that?
No, the robots are here. Hey, y'all know anybody with an Alexa?
I'm not going there. I don't need something constantly listening to what I'm saying. I think it's bad enough what I say on this place. What I say off, not in this place.
Like it's only listening when you say its name and the light comes on.
How do you know? Yeah, no.
Lie.
No. Listen, I've been talking to Joseph about this at work.
Yep. Okay? I seen a meme.
Because he said, listen, before the holidays, he had mentioned something. He had not searched for anything on his phone related to this topic. I can't remember what it was. It was like a product or something. Yeah. And something obscure.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, probably like a kitchen appliance. Like something you're not usually talking random. About. Next thing he knows. Well, next thing he knows, there are ads on the stuff that he's looking at about that product. And he's like,
the robots are here.
What?
They're in your house.
They're in your house.
We are using the most of them right now to talk to these beautiful people.
It's crazy.
In the other end of the earphones. But it's creepy, yo. I saw a meme with Michelle. So speaking of Michelle from Full House.
Okay.
We use Michelle eating spaghetti for episode 53 Chubbettes.
Yes.
And I saw a meme of Michelle holding 2 revolvers strapped.
What?
Saying, and the meme was when I think about something and the ad pop up on the phone. It's like, bro, how the fuck?
Yeah.
You don't think?
Yeah.
They're tracking everything. You better cover up the.
Oh yeah, who told me that like a year and some ago? So half the time when I turn on some sort of video call, there's just like my screen is blue. Yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, my little sticky.
Yeah.
I don't know if people watching me, but have you been on a site where you actually see series of cameras that have been hacked? That people, you can like look it up on a site from cameras from around the world, just looking at people doing stuff.
It's like that movie, Snowden.
It's creepy.
Yeah, no, it's super creepy.
It's really creepy.
Super creepy.
Hold on, let me make sure this is working. Oh yeah, it's working. I'm only fucking with it. Yeah, that shit's not cool, yo. That shit's not cool. So, no Alexas, no Series. I got Apple Watch though. I like my new Apple Watch.
You think that ain't doing the same thing?
Oh, it is, but we in the machine. We in the Matrix, so you better learn how to maneuver through the Matrix, because where the fuck else are you going?
Yeah, I don't know.
Where are you going to go?
I don't know.
You ain't going nowhere.
I don't know. Mars. We're going to Mars.
I'm not going to fucking Mars. Kara, you want to go to Mars?
I don't really want to go to Mars either.
Like 50 Cent said in the interview, unless they have something better there that they can show me beforehand, I'm not going.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I need that promo video for that Mars trip.
Oh, definitely. Listen, I'm an oceany kind of gal.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they don't have, oceans and things. So I can't go. No. I can't go.
No.
Yet. Not until Elon Musk takes his colony of people and settles it and does whatever.
Do you trust him?
He's gonna, okay, let's think about it. If someone's gonna go start some sort of colony on Mars, who's the most likely candidate that we have currently in existence? Probably Elon Musk.
But do you trust him? I think he's an alien. I think he's from Mars. If we keep it 100.
But whatever. If he goes back to Mars, then whatever.
He's made an impact on Earth society, though. Good for him.
He's going to leave us with all the amazing Tesla vehicles. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Then he's going to take his tasteless Tesla spacecraft and just,
Lauren's
take
hot
off.
Take.
My Tesla machine.
Oh, fuck. It's a Sunday morning.
It's a Sunday morning. We're like in our pajamas and coffee and slippers.
Good. I got my Eddie Bowers on. No.
Your Eddies?
My Eddies with the plaid reindeers.
Linda would be proud.
Linda likes Eddie?
Ooh. Every year. That's what everybody gets for Christmas.
Eddies.
One year it was canvas tote bags. The next year it was like outdoor blankets.
Okay.
The year after that it was like some sort of outdoor shirt/jacket mixed combo. Like that big plaid thing you bought?
Yes.
Kind of like that.
Okay.
Only Eddies. Yes. I'm sorry, I've got this backwards. Or LL Bean.
LL Bean?
It's very similar.
Do they make men's clothes?
Oh, yeah.
I never heard LL Bean.
Oh, yeah. Same thing, same kind of shtick as
LL Bean.
Yeah.
That's fun to say.
Yeah. It's a good brand. It's good stuff.
Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning,
How
Terrence. I'm doing really well. I helped, I didn't really. I carried a mattress up the stairs with Tyler this morning for my sister. So baby Sears bought a house.
Baby, oh yeah,
yay! So she got things painted upstairs finally. She still needs some baseboards.
Yeah.
And needs to do her kitchen and her bathroom. But yeah. So anyways, we moved her bed upstairs.
Shouts to baby Sears.
Yes. So that was early, and then I came back and I was like, oh my god, it's only 9:15. Terrence is here already.
Yeah, yo.
Holy crap! Good thing you have a house key.
Trying to I'm stepping the game up. You know what I'm saying? We was here. Jess and I were here yesterday.
Yeah.
We were here and we spent like 2 hours trying to clean up this little spot that we do our thing in because it's just about that time. We talk about all this 2019 shit. We're going to get into that a little bit later on in the show. But, if we're going to step our game up and do what we need to do, you said it. And get your shit together, Lauren.
I know. Honestly, that's one of my favorite things is seeing Terrence's promo videos with all the words written out.
You like that style, eh?
I do. And, I always find it challenging to go back and listen to our episodes because I feel like when I listen to myself talk, I'm just being self-indulgent. So I kind of just do it and move on and
for sure.
whatever. So that I always run the risk of things, me forgetting that I said certain things and being like, oh, Terrence, we should have cut that out there. But anyway, so that's why the other reason why I like to see it, because I'm like, oh,
that's
I get into
what I was doing. You dropping bars. You dropping bars out here. It's good. That's why we got you on the microphone. Yeah. That's the whole point.
It's fun.
It is. It's a lot of fun. So I was here yesterday. Got the thing set up. I got all the cords and shit.
It looks great.
And tidied away. Well, you said we gotta use the space. Gotta make use of it. So that's what I'm saying. It's clean here. It feels good in here, and we can do.
There's a show on Netflix.
What's the show called?
It's called, I think it's called Tidying Up with Marie Kondo.
Okay.
If I misquoted that, I haven't actually watched the show yet, and I'm gonna
watch it.
She's this little Japanese lady that comes in and helps everybody find joy by getting rid of all the shitty clutter in their lives.
Ooh.
Yeah, but she's this petite little, just so...
Yeah, the vibes.
She's a little sunshine ray is what she looks like. I mean, the trailer's like a minute, but I'm like, ooh, more organizational fetishizing, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. It's like, so anyways, I'm still kind of in that mode.
Yeah,
so.
No, that's cool. Because the other thing I'm looking forward to doing is because we need some shit on the walls too, right? Like we just can't sit in this bare blank space.
I knew that you'd sit down here for a few weeks and you'd get ideas.
Yeah. So I hit up Brielle yesterday.
Great.
I said, because I was at Brielle's house. Shout out to Brielle Fraser. He has prints. He's a fucking photographer, right? So he has prints, and he has beautiful prints that his lady, Christina, she wants more of his stuff on the walls. And he's like, oh no, some of my best stuff I don't want on the walls. But
Brielle, stop being so humble.
That's what I'm saying, right? So what I said to Brielle was, yo, bro, go through, first of all, where do you get the prints from? And how much are they? And they're really not expensive. So we can get prints or we can do canvas. And I think I was like, pick your favorite pictures that you've taken so far, and we'll put them up here, because when we got people coming through here, we got to set the vibe.
Yeah.
And imagine if all our guests should have photos. That's why Brielle's gonna make sure he's here when we have all of our guest episodes, so that we could capture those moments, tell those stories, and then we could plaster them all over this place.
Love
we
it.
could tell the stories
Very
of
cool.
the people that are happening, or all the things that are happening, the people that are doing the things that are happening. Changing the Narrative podcast. Welcome everybody. This is what, episode 54? 55. We don't have a name for it yet, but we will have one.
We'll see.
soon.
We'll see what it is.
We'll get into the shit, and Lauren will say something wild, and we'll have a new title. That's usually how it goes, isn't it? I love it. So, Changing the Narrative podcast, which is what do we do here? Okay, so we have this fucking introduction written down, and I'm always trying to like say the introduction because we gotta have consistency. Like, even to the smallest degree, there's certain things we have to do. But the introduction, I feel like we're still in our growing infancy stage. And Lauren and I and Kyler just had a fantastic conversation 2 nights ago about the future and the growth of the show. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I feel it's challenging to explain it in a little blurb, even though the blurb is cool. Like, the blurb says what we do, but I feel like it doesn't say what we actually do.
Yeah, I think because it's still emerging.
Yeah.
It's emerging. I mean, we've talked to the guys at, when you've talked to the guys at Sick Boy.
Yeah.
Didn't happen overnight.
No.
Everyone always says, oh man, they're an overnight
Such a
success.
lie.
Yeah, overnight success. It took me 3 to 7, 10 years to all of a sudden be an overnight success, right?
Yeah,
but I just remember them saying it took them time to get to where they are. So I think we're kind of in that stage, and it's just like our startups.
Yeah.
You might start your business as one thing, thinking it's one thing.
Yeah.
But it actually turns out it's not that. It's in the same vein, but over here. So I feel like that's kind of where we're at now with a year.
And it's kind of supposed to change, no?
Definitely. So
I like it. So if I were to read the blurb, it would say, welcome to the Change the Narrative podcast, where we provide transparent and unfiltered discussion around navigating life as an aspiring entrepreneur from the voices of men and women of color in Atlantic Canada. That's a mouthful, but that's us. That's us. Ooh, that is us. It sounds good. CTN, where we meet and talk pop culture, race, business, development, politics, gender equality. What other things, Lauren? Social entrepreneurship.
yeah,
We talk. Never mind. See, this is why we just need.
we're getting there.
See, I love it, but it's okay. We talk. I gotta go back and say it again. CTN, where we talk pop culture, race, business development, politics, gender equality among leaders of the artistic and entrepreneurship community. That's just too many words. We should be able to.
We'll clean it up.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there, people. We're gonna clean it up.
Yeah, but I like being frustrated on the lack of. I don't want to say lack of anything because it takes time, but there's parts of me, even though I know, just chill, bro. I'm like, I want to fix it now.
I know.
Do you?
I know. I feel ya.
It's okay though.
It's the demon that I fight often.
But that's a good thing though, no?
I think so, but
Because it is a demon, like you said. It is.
well, you're always gonna want things to happen faster and do this and that and be more perfect sooner. And like I always just try to even take the perspective that it's gonna happen when it's meant to happen. Like,
That is
to me,
true.
timing is everything. And I say that a lot. And it's a cliche thing to say, perhaps, but that's been my experience.
You're getting old, that's why.
Speaking of time,
We're going to get into those bars later. But before we do, I have to make sure to thank everybody who's listening on Apple, on Spotify, watching on YouTube, and on Facebook. And if you follow on Instagram, CTN Instagram, boo, that's not it. CTN Podcast, Changing the Narrative, CTN Podcast. It's CTN Podcast, right? See, sometimes I be
we gotta
knowing.
get it together.
No, sometimes I be knowing, but I just be trying to program it in people's heads. So I say it like, Per, is that how you say it?
Oh,
so
I
Per
see.
can say it again.
I
and
see.
then I can say it again. I'm giving y'all my secrets and I shouldn't be. But I gotta.
Have that fire.
No, we're not cutting it out. I want people to know how it works because I'm watching other radio personalities and television people, and I'm seeing things that are happening that I'm like, this is not coincidence that you're doing it like this or you're saying it like that. And so,
listen, I've been binging so much RuPaul Drag Race. Okay?
Yep.
Listen, RuPaul he knows, and he, throughout the show, all the drag queens too, half the challenges are like, if you're going to be a personality, can you plant for this product at this time? Like, you got to work it in there.
Yeah.
And it's funny because a lot of the fans of his show have complained about that. Well, it's just like, RuPaul just plugging a bunch of his stuff. And so, of course, what's his retort? To plug more of his stuff.
Of
like,
course.
look, this is the gig.
Yeah.
So anyways, quite funny. So
yes.
I've been, binging RuPaul's Drag Race with my sister Hillary. Also, shout out to Rebecca Dunphy at work because she and I would be talking about that. And I hope your first roller derby practice was good today.
Nice, much.
And I have one other shout out to a listening fan who didn't want me to know that she's a listening fan, but I had a meeting this week with Mr. Alvaro Wiggins and his wife Chelsea. Shout out to Chelsea Wiggins. Big fan of the show.
Thank you.
And,
what up, Chelsea? What up?
Yeah. Is a fan of the Lauren voice, so I'm very appreciative of that.
She's a fan of the Lauren voice. Well, who's not a fan of the Lauren voice?
I'm sure that there are some.
What's wrong?
No one's
with,
perfect. It's all good.
We love them too.
It's still. I still find it very flattering every time. It's like a funny thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. You're like from the podcast. I'm like, that's so weird.
But isn't that the point though?
It is. Well, like partially.
Okay.
I think the point is for us to, have people have conversations. But if that means
creating impact,
whatever, then that's great.
And people recognizing you.
Then I'm happy with that.
That's good. Good for you, Lo. Not the fame. Because that's not.
No, I don't need people in my business and stuff.
Well, and I guess that's the
struggle.
I guess that's the interesting part too. In thinking about like, all right, we're doing this thing. We got to talk. We got to be out there. We got to put our voices and our faces out. And who knows what can happen because of that. But it's almost. I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about the fact that their podcast growth has now put them in a position where they see themselves as public servants.
Oh.
And so they're demonstrating, like they're sharing the news, they're speaking on things that are very important. 2 million people a week listen to their show. So there is influence, which when you have influence, I mean, it could go one of two ways.
Right.
But it's important to realize that if you're building what you're building for the purposes of people getting something positive out of what it is that you're doing, you have to be cool with the fact that means people's gonna know who you is.
I know, and that's a weird thing.
Strangers who you never imagined would know who you are.
Yeah,
and
it's only happened like a handful of times, but it's every time it's like, what?
Yeah,
it's mildly unnerving.
Yeah, because you're not on the internet really like that either.
No, I'm not. So it's just like even stranger. It's something I battle with. No, I battle with it. I do, as we all know, as I talk about often.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we'll see what 2019 brings. I don't know.
I'm excited.
I don't know. I've had some business people that I would consider to be mentors even suggest that I up my exposure on social media.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm being told by
out here. You gotta get out here.
So
you only gotta you only gotta do so much though.
Yeah.
You just gotta be there.
Like maybe. So
and
we'll
you don't
see.
even have to consume that much of it.
Yeah, I know. I need to.
We're gonna get her. We'll teach her to balance though.
It's also.
We'll teach her to balance.
It's also. Part of me is also very, and Hillary knows this really well about me. I'm very resistant to like joining the mainstream thing.
Yes.
Not for, I don't know why that is. I don't know. There's something about it. I don't want to just like hop in there. Yeah. Because everyone else is doing it. I'm like, no, not interested.
But you could be you in the Matrix.
Yeah. I just got to figure, anyways. Who knows, people? Maybe I'll be on the gram.
The gram. Guess what I saw on the gram? Speaking of it, Terry Thomas is a local East Preston, Nova Scotian basketball superstar. Played for the Islanders. Not the Islanders. Charlottetown? No, that's the hockey team. Island Storm. PI, Island Storm. And then he was overseas in Taiwan.
Very cool.
And now he is back playing for our Halifax Hurricanes. His debut game was last night against Moncton. Unfortunately, they took L, but he dropped 29.
That's amazing.
And that's what Terry does. Do you know how many other statistics he had prior? No, just 29 points. Okay, cool. So
they need a better website with more stats, please.
Yeah, well, we're going to get the shits figured out. Yo, Halifax Hurricanes, come talk to us. If you're trying to get that commentary right, you know what I'm saying? Madden CTN on the baseline of the Halifax Hurricanes. Yo, you got to put this type of wild shit into existence, bro. You never know.
Love it.
You never know. Okay. That was my only shout out. And I mean, that was my only specific shout out. But shout out to everybody who keeps listening. I got to keep saying that. I got to tell other people every week that we appreciate them.
Of course.
Because we appreciate the shit out of the people. You could be doing so many other things with your time. You listening to us. Sometimes we don't even know what the fuck we doing. And you're listening to us just fuck shit up. God damn it, we love y'all. We do. Okay, Lauren, what are we going to talk about today?
Well,
is that it? Oh, no. We have a couple of housekeeping things I have to get to first. See? But it's only quick, though. It's only one. Couple. 3. Website. The website, changethenarrative.ca. Make sure you get there. Sandra's writing a blog, PS. Make sure you read that shit. Much love to Sandra. They go up every Friday. Sandra's up there on Friday, so make sure you check that out. Optimistically depressed, I want to send some more love to Ruth McMullen. I think she got her 3rd episode, maybe.
Amazing.
3rd or 4th
I'm gonna have to go
episode.
listen.
So that's up there. It's moving. Much love to Mike Tanner. His Chip podcast came out. What's it called? What's it called again?
Chip off the old block.
Chip off the old block.
Oh, of course it is.
Chip off the old block. Mike Tanner. Make sure and this is a cool thing that he did. He released 3 episodes all at once. His first go, he just dropped 3 at a time. Boom. Check them out. And they're 25 to 35-ish minutes.
And what is it? A review of certain brands of chips?
Yeah, he eats chips with people. He talks to other chip connoisseurs.
I love it.
He shoots the shit. They have some fun. We need to get this ASMR. We keep talking about ASMR. We need to
What's ASMR?
The people that eat food and they chew food.
Oh,
you just listen to the orgasmic eargasm of people eating.
Oh wait, they enjoy it.
No, people like ASMR. They go.
They like the sound of the chewing. This isn't people that are like shut your mouth when you're chewing because that's disgusting.
No, it's just audio track of people doing what I do that Thompson hates.
Everything,
no,
I swear, everything is a fetish to somebody.
Yo,
I swear.
Yeah,
this is just
no words, just chewing and the sounds of chewing.
That's hilarious.
It turns people on. Hey, you got to get in where you fit in and do what you got to do. It's all about making yourself happy in the end of the day. So much love to all those people. The other thing we had to shout out was... Can
I get paid to do that? Can I?
Oh, hell yeah.
Do you think?
Imagine
Okay,
Lauren's voice ASMR. Holy shit. Yo, you can do like a Snapchat, like a private Snapchat.
Oh my God. Okay.
Hey, Lauren, you can collect the bag.
Write that
quick.
down.
Yo,
we talked about monetizing. We talked about monetizing this podcast.
Put it on the list. ASMR with Lolo version.
Oh my God.
Holy shit. With the sex chat.
I was just going to say, it can be an extension. It can be like a stream within the Love with Lauren channel.
Oh my God.
And it can just be,
like a cam girl, but just audio.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, fuck. Yo,
that would be me. Back to like phone sex days.
Yes.
I would love to have a conversation with someone that used to be like
I'm telling you.
Phone
people.
You're telling me that
though.
Per minute.
That's like I know, but do you know how talented you have to be to do that all audio? That's like an acting gig.
Yo.
Almost.
It's voiceovers, but for the creepy and the horny. Not creepy.
So if you're a listener that has ever done that, like I'm talking phone stuff. I mean,
hit us up, yo.
I wanna know about that.
I wanna learn.
Yeah, I wanna 2019, we're trying to learn all kind of new shit. Diversify your information system.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm all cool with that. That's it. That's all for housekeeping. Shouts to Mike. Shouts to Terry.
And shouts to Ruth.
Shouts to Ruth.
Yeah.
And shouts to us. God damn it. changethenarrative.ca. That's what I'm saying.
Podcam.
Oh yeah, Podcam's coming up.
He's gonna be talking.
Next week. Yeah. Dwayne's talking. Mike's doing a presentation. I'm doing a presentation. I don't know.
What day is that?
It's a Sunday.
So it's on the 20th?
The 10th. 20th. I lied. 10th. 20th. Next Sunday.
Okay.
The 20th. I didn't do that on purpose. I think it starts in the morning. It's like a morning to afternoon type thing, like 9 to 4 type thing. I think it is. Yeah, Dalhousie. I hope we get this right. No, it's true. Nice. And I'm doing a presentation. So I don't know exactly what I wanted to do and how I wanted to present the presentation, but I know the concept of what it is that I want to present. And I sent this to Mike. And it's called How to Be Black Without Doing Black Shit. The importance of challenging and changing your narrative. So I don't know what that's going to look like. I think it's going to have something to do with sports and being an athlete and then getting out of that and kind of focusing on the things and just, you know, the stereotypes and the kind of shit that African Nova Scotians get, and me being an African Nova Scotian, but not an actual like born and raised African Nova Scotian, but technically still kind of. So like being on the in, but kind of being on the out. It's weird. So I think we're going to get into that bag.
Awesome.
Next week at Pod Camp, we're going to get to the shits.
27th from 9 to 5.
The 27th. God, whew, we would have sent everybody to that housing next weekend with nothing been going on. So Halifax Pod Camp, January 27th. What time, Par?
9 to 5.
9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Dalhousie Student Union Building.
Dalhousie Student Union Building. Show Mike Tanner some love. Come show some people some love. What's the website called?
Go learn something.
Yeah.
PodcampHalifax.org.
PodcampHalifax.org. It shows you all the sessions for all the things that people are talking about. So you can go there, you can see what you can go learn, find the time, go hang out, learn some shit, meet some people. Get out the house. Go have some fun.
Yeah.
Go learn some shit. All right, Lo. What'd you do this week?
This is my first week back to work.
Okay. Officially.
Yeah. And I was so bagged on Friday night.
Yeah.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, and then we came here.
Then we worked for another 4.5 hours. Yeah. So it was a long week. Yeah. It was a long week. It was good. It was good. It was great to see everyone at work, and there were some exciting announcements, and so that was great. But I just sort of, it's like, where do I focus first? Yeah. Because I'm kind of transitioning roles right now. So there are sort of, everything this week was sort of like disparate pieces. Okay. Like a random thing here, a random thing there, like these things are not connected. So there's no flow to my week. Right. And then it was just like bungled with meetings. And a lot of them were really great meetings. Yeah. I'd argue all of them were quite productive, but it's really hard to get into a flow of actually completing my own work. Yeah. When I'm doing some of that other stuff. Right. So, in opposition to the plan that I had tried to set out for myself. Okay. I think I must have scheduled some stuff before Christmas that was not congruent with what I'm trying to do. Ooh. I'm trying to be a lot more intentional with my time. Okay. I find, part of what I learned in the purpose-led business school was that, there are natural rhythms to your day as a physical being. Yeah. We wake up in the morning. We've usually got lots of energy because we just slept. And, you go through your day, your morning, can generally be really productive. After lunch, you start to hit that slump, and your energy really dips. And that's just like a natural physiological thing. Like people, there's a reason the siesta exists, people. Okay. Yeah. Because generally at that time you need to kind of give yourself some more energy. Okay. So some people work out, some people nap, some people
that's what I did Tuesday.
Drink a coffee or try and battle through it.
2 p.m. I was in the gym. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not generally a super productive time mind wise, right? Because you struggle a little bit. So, at the end of the day, you eat, you get a little more energy, you go to bed, and you're kind of neutral. What I've learned is you can kind of work that throughout your own day, through the cycles of a meeting, through the way you run any sort of long-term project. So really interesting. So what I'm trying to do is be way more intentional with my time. Like I shouldn't be dicking around in my email at 9 a.m.
No.
Not productive time. No. It's it's too
Takes
all
too
over
long.
the place.
Yeah.
You're not focused. I would like to be able to clear more space early in my day to complete the things that need to get done that require my best brain power.
Right.
I should be meeting people in the afternoon when I'm not at my best thinking space, and that those kinds of meetings give me energy, particularly if they're any of them. I love meeting with any of our colleagues at work. We're usually talking about fun projects or getting to meet people external to our organization. There's usually something exciting happening or potential partnership or what have you. So why am I not doing that?
Right.
But then how many meetings a week should I be having? Because there's also a balance with that. So this week I'd argue I was in meetings like probably 50% too long.
Oh,
so
I hate meetings. And Alfred and I talked about this. We were hanging out and he was like, I gotta go. I got 4 meetings tomorrow, and just to start his day. And I was like, ew.
Yeah.
That's not what I would. Ugh.
Yeah.
But then you realize the things that you've got to do to build the stuff you got to do. So meetings are required, but sometimes.
But how often?
Right. And do you have to drive somewhere to sit in a room with somebody? Are there ways of kind of doing this in a more efficient way that you're not spending so much of your best time sitting, listening to people talking about some bullshit?
Yeah. And I mean, I think there's a bit of a balance, because if you're trying to meet new people and it's like business development opportunities, you've got to do those things, but you also need to execute on the things that you're already trying to deliver. So what's that balance? And now with this transition that I'm doing right now and the way that Common Good Solutions is growing, it's about getting more structure in place. So a lot of the work that I need to be doing is actually more administrative or strategic work, right? Which really requires my brain to be doing what it needs to be doing, so I can get it all down on paper and pump out these kinds of things. So, how do I balance these two things? Yeah. And I just find when you have meeting after meeting after meeting, by the time you get out to breathe, it's like 2 p.m. And I'm like, oh my God, I've only got a few hours left, which means I'll probably be here late, or I'm going to have to put that onto, tomorrow's plate. So, so I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm still keeping my personal stuff up. As I said last week, my journaling keeps going. I wasn't perfect this week, but I just let it go. I'm just letting go of that perfectionist kind of shit. It's I'm moving on. I wasn't perfect today. I'll try to be better tomorrow. Yeah. Moving on. Not gonna dwell on it when usually I might.
And not shitting on yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Not shitting on myself. Yeah. So I'm letting it go. Good. I did my first leg day this week.
Did you start your week with leg day?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I didn't start. It was Wednesday.
Smarter than me.
Hump day. Hump day, leg day.
Good.
And Friday was not fun.
No.
I get the 2-day DOMS.
Yeah.
DOMS, for anyone that doesn't know, is delayed onset muscle soreness. Yeah. So for me, usually is peak 48, almost exactly 48 hours. Yeah. After I've worked out. Yeah.
Out of here. Yeah. Yeah.
But it was good. So thank you. That's the other shout out to April Stroink. So thank you very much. One of my school sisters. Nice. Thanks a lot, April.
Thank you, April.
Trying to, grow some more booty.
There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with having a little extra booty back there.
Well, I'm going to Costa Rica at the end of March. Ooh, so that was another exciting part of my week.
Yes. Good.
I will be going to Costa Rica at the end of March for
pleasure
training. Well, it's going to be pleasurable. That's for damn sure. But actually for more training.
Nice.
For I'm going to learn about trusted leadership.
What's that?
I'm going to find out. Okay. So,
trusted leadership.
Yeah. I've known Dorothy Spence for, since about 2015. And we've been doing some work together, and I've talked about her earlier on the show and all the kind of work that she does.
Dorothy.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
The other day, it was great.
Yeah, she's phenomenal, and so she's really Imaginal Ventures is just 2019 is gonna be an exciting year for them too. It's amazing to just see all these businesses kind of growing at the same time. It's sort of. Anyways, it's very exciting. There's always something exciting happening. So she said, "Listen, you and I have been doing work together for 3 years ish, and it's time." Like, this is the next step in your development, I think. So if you can come, you really should. And so there's, I think, only 7 or 8 people that are going to be going. We're going to this resort. So it's like a retreat.
Okay.
But there's going to be a lot of like deep meditations and learning opportunities.
Okay.
As well as opportunities to connect and get out in nature. The place in Costa Rica we're going is like the most biodiverse place.
Okay.
One of the most biodiverse places on the planet.
Okay.
I think. So that's really exciting.
Okay.
So
Biodiversity?
it's like lots of different kinds of species, lots of flora, fauna,
Nice.
beaches, just lots of different kinds of organisms all coexisting together. And so I think that's going to be really amazing. I also need some sun on my body. So that would be amazing.
Good for you.
Yeah. So I'm excited. And if it's anything like Wind Horse, that's the other thing. I'm like, shit, man, this is like
ready
2.0. So I'm really excited.
Ready. Costa Rica is beautiful. Costa Rica is a beautiful place. I was there for 3 weeks. It was beautiful. You'll enjoy it.
Awesome.
You'll enjoy yourself. That's it? That's all I did this week?
Yeah. Nope. SMU played this weekend. So we played a Katie yesterday.
Yeah, what happened?
We lost 3-1. It was a good battle though. It was some of the better ball I've seen out of the team this year. So
good.
That's really exciting. And then today, after we're done recording, I got to run over to the gym because we play UMB.
Nice. Get a dub.
But we've got a new announcer.
What?
Yeah, my friend back from in the day. His name's Nick Green. So my friend Nick Green is here. So welcome home, buddy. And so yeah, he's our new announcer. And he did a good job. Yeah.
Welcome home,
yeah, Nick. I want you to meet Terrence. So we have things to talk about.
Hi, Nick.
Yeah.
I'll meet you soon, buddy.
We'll see if he listens.
No, he has to listen. Now we're talking about him now,
I'll
so we gotta listen. You can't get shout outs from Free Club and not even listen to us talk about you. Yeah. No, that's unacceptable behavior. That's good, Lauren. That's very good. What did I do this week? I got back to work too. And started on the Tuesday. And I made the mistake of starting with leg day. I don't know. Because I usually don't do it ever. So I'm like, you know what?
So exactly. So get it out of the way.
I'm doing it first. And then I didn't do shit else the rest of the week.
Because you couldn't. Because you're basically dragging yourself around, legs dangling behind.
It was the worst idea. So for those of you who don't know, please learn from me. Don't start with leg day ever. I made some stuff. So work is cool now because I'm not allowing myself to get overwhelmed or bogged down by, you got all this work here, you got all this work here, you got all this personal home stuff to do. Oh my God, what are you going to do? You know what? I'm going to do what's most important. So if I need to tell somebody at work or tell a client, you know what? I don't have time right now, or you have to pay me extra if you want my time right now. And I'm feeling bad about it and putting my foot down to say, I don't have time. I'm not stressing myself out for you. Because guess what? You don't realize how stressed out I am. And even if you did, what would it do? Either make you feel bad, but there's nothing you can do about it. So what is the sense of me being stressed out for you? So how about me just not be stressed out for myself and get my shit done in the way it needs to be done? So I haven't even been setting alarms. Just wake up at 6. Get through the day. You know what I did this week? I made breakfast.
Good for you.
Just because I was like, where am I rushing to go? The work ain't going nowhere. The building is still there. Still gotta get in my car. Still gotta go.
Yep.
What? For what?
You know, I admittedly did a little bit of that this week.
Good.
I wasn't into the office by 9 this week at all, except for Friday because I had the leadership meeting at 8. But you know what? It only takes me less than 10 minutes to drive from here to the office.
Yeah.
If I leave here at 9. If I leave here at 8:45, it takes me 15 to 20.
Yeah.
So if I'm at the office by 10 after 9.
Yeah.
And it only took me 2/3 the time.
Yeah. I like that. Saving time for more important things.
So I don't know.
And it's only a few minutes, but you're being aware of those few minutes and focusing them on yourself and being like, there's a better way to do this thing. And you win. That's what fucking matters. Us winning, our souls being happy. My soul is happy this week because the things I got to do, I did. I needed to do them. I did them. Because I didn't have a list of 47 things to do this week. I picked one thing. All right, I'm going to CGS today. I'm going to do this one thing. Don't nobody ask me nothing about nothing else. Don't tell me nothing. I'm going to do this one thing because if you try to tell me about some other shit, I'm not going to finish this thing. Mm-hmm. So leave me alone. Kindly. I got my shit done. TTM work, projects on. I said, you know what? I'm going to stop procrastinating. I'm going to do this thing. And I carved out 5 hours of my day and got into it and fucking loved it. And said, and produced 3 pieces in a day. 3 small pieces in a component of probably 7 to 8.
That's awesome.
It's like, holy shit.
Because he focused.
I didn't, because that's what it was. Oh, this is huge. How am I going to do this? I'm going to just break it up and not allow myself to be distracted. Phone in the room.
Yep.
It's not even here to even bother me. Mm-hmm. And just got into space, got my shit done, and felt so good about it. And I think I just gave a shit about me more in knowing that, all right, there's work and work I get done, but if I feel shitty, the work ain't getting done. Mm-hmm. So let me take care of me.
Exactly.
And if I don't walk into the office, because here's the thing, I'll come at 10 and then I'll mosey around till 11. I'll stay here till 9 o'clock though.
Exactly.
When y'all leave at 5.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Oh, and this teases us into our big conversation about time and scheduling and weeks and how shit actually is and how shit really needs to be. I just didn't care. I looked out for me. Mm-hmm. So I had my meals. I did all my meal prep. I had 2 containers. I had a big thing of guacamole, made some homemade garlic sauce, and I took my chana masala, my chicken breast, and my stir-fried vegetables, and I had them every day, and I felt great. You know, when I was... Kyler and I were talking about this. We're big boys, right?
I guess.
So if
you're giant freaking humans.
You know what I'm saying? So I could put on 20 pounds and y'all won't even notice.
Yeah, no kidding.
You wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, exactly.
Ask me how my thighs in my pants felt and if they noticed. That it's my shirts were. I would look at myself side profile. Matt Thompson sent me a video of me holding his little baby. Yeah, and it was so adorable. And I was like, bro, where did all that ass come from? What? And I was so disappointed in myself. Yeah. For just not caring.
Terrence, you're just luscious. It's okay.
Well, I'm only luscious because I was eating shit. I was not planning. I was not caring about my health and my well-being. And that's not a reason to be luscious.
It's okay. Women, we like the booty.
So but I could do squats to get the booty. I don't need to eat.
You don't want a fluffy booty. You want a shredded booty.
That's what I'm saying.
Got it.
I don't want a poutine booty.
You're looking for that muscular, striated ass.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I bought a pair of jeans in Vegas that didn't fit me. I wanted them so bad they didn't fit me, and I was like, I'm gonna get into these jeans.
Oh, stop it! Do men do that?
I did that.
I love it.
They were on sale and they were sick, and I said, my ass is. I tried. Yeah. Didn't happen. But they're a size that I wore probably up until last year when I was just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to just do whatever because I'm new in the city. Again, I'm reacclimating myself in the city. I can afford to go eat and do whatever and spend whatever I want to. So I did. And then I ate way more shit than I should have. And then was like, well, I spent more money than I should have. I'm fatter than I should be. My clothes don't fit. And I look at myself and I don't feel good. People say, oh, you look great. No, when I look at myself in the mirror, I don't feel fucking good. And it's only because I just haven't given a fuck enough about me to just plan my meals, eat something that's good for you and made for you, that's not fucking deep fried and covered in bullshit.
No, I like that stuff.
I know, but I
know. We gotta limit it.
We're in you're about to jump into the 30
I was gonna say, you're about to fucking say this to me,
when you eat the cheeseburger, it sits right in that little midsection area where the love handles hang up.
Oh, where my family so lovingly calls it the Joe Gut.
The Joe Gut.
The Joe Gut, the paunch. Like it's the one.
The little kangaroo pouch.
It's the place. Listen, when I get fat, I look like Mike Wazowski from Monsters Inc. I just turn into like a fucking butterball with sticks for legs and arms. Seriously. Honestly, that's what it is.
It's not good,
I get these little cheekies and these little chunkies. Yeah. and then it's just like and like talk about shit not fitting. Like it's not a good look. But now I'm sort of. So here's where let's just do it. So I turned 30 this year.
Okay, here we go.
So this time thing is starting to fuck with me a bit.
Okay, here we go. Talk about it.
And I don't know why that is, but all of a sudden I'm like, I turned 30 in 6 months. It's going to be a day just like any other day. Yeah. Humans created time. Yeah. Well, a construct around what is time. Right. But like the sun rises and the sun sets and the sun rises and the sun sets. Yeah. Just because we put dates on it doesn't mean it's that,
7 days?
It's not that different. Huh? It just, I feel like I'm approaching 30 and I'm like, and now I find myself looking at the young 20 somethings and I'm like, you bastards.
Why are they bastards, Lauren?
You know how good you have it when you're like 20, 21. Yeah. When you don't know, your head's up your ass and you don't even know anything. Yeah. And really appreciate your body when you were in your early 20s. I'm not saying shit's falling apart or anything. Yeah. But I feel like if I don't get it together, it won't go uphill. It will only go downhill. Yeah. Right. So I'm finding myself getting really aggressive about turning 30 and just being like, I haven't peaked. I refuse to believe that I've peaked already, either physically or mentally or spiritually or any of these things, right? And I'm like, I feel like in certain categories, I'm further ahead than in other categories. Yeah.
You got to try even that.
I've got like nothing really in the spiritual category. I was not really raised in that kind of like,
last week.
Yeah, I was not really raised in that kind of context. So that's a whole other thing. But physically, I'm like, no. I have not peaked.
You can't.
So, lately, this is probably in terms of like my average just day-to-day living, the thinnest I've ever been. Okay. Outside of like being pre-show. Yeah. Like bodybuilding show. But that was like dieting and being like sick and all. Yeah. So I was like, man, like you look great. And I'm like, yeah, but I am soft as hell. So then I look back to like, 5-6 years ago and I'm like, okay, so 2019, I want to get back in shape. Yeah. Like I have not peaked physically.
I have a picture of me from not even 18 months ago. And I was like, holy shit. What the fuck happened to you? Look like a goddamn G.I. Joe action figure. Yeah. What the fuck? It's a lot of mess of poutine shawarmas, though.
Yeah.
Them shits are so good.
Yeah, but you burn it off, when you're in there. But so the thing that's been keeping me motivated, something that I've been trying to keep in perspective, okay? I think the summer of last year, I was waiting for a meeting at the Department of Community Services for one of the projects we were doing. Okay. And they had sort of like a magazine for people that used to work for the federal government. Okay. Kind of thing. So it was like priorities of, whatever. And the article was about being active as you age. Okay. And I'm reading this article about like 80 and 90-year-olds that are still competing like in master's class athletics. So
how many years old?
They're like 80 and 90. What the fuck? These people are competing. And whatever, you're not going to be like you're going to run in your 90s the way you ran in your 20s. Right. But whatever. They're training, they're competing. And I'm like, that's right. It's about longevity. Yeah. So, okay.
If I'm
30 now, 50 years from now, I'm 80. And if I can still move around and do stuff, then really, that's the win. Right. So, but do I still want to get jacked again? Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. You don't want to. So is it more about like the food, or like what is it about 30? Like what is it? Is it because we're just old and like our bodies don't give a shit about us anymore? And so
I think it definitely has something to do with metabolism.
Okay.
Like you're not revving as high.
Right.
Or this is what I keep hearing, right? And so I'm sure it's whatever. If someone has some stats on this, let us know.
Deal.
So your metabolism slows down. Yeah. Generally, lots of folks are raising kids, so you're probably not spending as much time on you. You're probably eating as you go and all that kind of stuff. And so if you don't have a routine, then I can see how it goes sideways. It's going sideways, and I don't have any of those other things that I just mentioned.
Yeah. It's also people telling us what life is supposed to be like when we reach this age.
Also true.
I think we're talking about 30 and looking at young 20-year-olds, and it's like, and I've said this, like, I feel like I'm 20, but just knowing we're shit. And so
agreed.
There's this association with how we're supposed to be at a certain age. And to most extent, like, that is what it is. Like, we are young and fucking moronic when we're 20, and you're supposed to be, because you have to be stupid enough to learn some shit. But then it's like, okay, so 30 is supposed to be this, like, eye-opening, and you're not broke and poor anymore, so like you can kind of do some of the stuff you imagine you could do in your 20s. It's like,
that's not true either.
Okay, so then it's like,
at least not for our generation, for lots of us.
So we're being told that life is supposed to be a certain way, and now we're seeing that life is not necessarily that way. And how much of what it is that, like, how much of these traps are we falling into because we're just being told that when you reach this age, like, so what, like you reach 30 and a switch goes off and like all of a sudden everything is different, like when January 1st comes and you're all the goals and shit you say you're gonna implement. Like, no, it doesn't actually work that way. So like, that's my question, like, how much of it is real, how much of being 30 is really being 30, and how much of it is like shit that our bodies and like how life is just like, I don't give a fuck, Father Time is what she is, he is, Mother Nature. It don't matter. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if that's why we're resisting having to be at work at 9 and leaving at 5.
Okay, yeah, keep going.
In a similar vein, it's like, okay, well, if I haven't reached the promised land when I was told I should be reaching the promised land where things would be easy and have a white picket fence and all that kind of stuff, and in lots of ways we've accomplished some of those things, but if it's not going to happen on that timeline, why do I have to make it fit into another timeline that's expected of us? 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. We were just talking about, it's not really Monday to Friday. We've been Monday to Sunday for most of the things that we're doing. Yeah. Because we're kind of juggling quite a few things at one time. So if we come into work at 9:15 and work till 6:30, then
who cares?
Who cares as long as it gets done?
This topic came from my experience this week. Mm-hmm. And today being Sunday morning and yesterday being a day of, I had some things to do. I had like some house things to do and some shopping, but I didn't really get to relax and like have a day off the way I needed to, because I was running errands and doing shit that I didn't have time to do during the week this week. So we'll record. It'll be noon. I'll go home. I have a project that I'm going to work and edit. So today is like a work day. And Monday is supposed to just start this whole cycle over again. And in my mind, I need a day or two. So I'm challenging the concept of what the fuck is Sunday to Monday, or Monday to Sunday. Yeah. Like what is that? Because you might have, like, when this idea was created, maybe that's what was best for time and life then, based on how people were living.
Sundays were also God's day.
Right.
And nothing was open on Sundays. And everybody was resting on Sundays.
Right.
Unless you're a farmer, maybe.
Right. So there's this concept of how, and Kylie was just saying this upstairs, like in different cultures, their weekend is, Friday, Saturday, like this we are just told to live this way, and like you get to Sunday and you're like, oh fuck, I gotta do this shit again, and I'm not ready to do this shit again. So I guess in my mind it's like, how do I create a system where maybe Monday is like, I don't know, maybe Monday is like an extension of the week. Like maybe Monday is now the weekend and Tuesday is like a half day, and then because like I don't.
Basically, how do you build in your decompressed time in a schedule that seems to be every single day of the week when there is no decompressed time?
Yeah, because it's like this concept of it like starting and stopping every 7 days. It doesn't work. Yeah, there's things that I do specifically on certain days, but I'm not. I just don't get it, and it doesn't work for me. It's not the best thing for me. It's like just to get excited for the weekend, to have 2 days off that aren't 2 days off, to dread Monday, and just it's like, no, I can't do that. And I don't do that because the things I do I'm passionate about, but it's like 7 days is not enough. So how do I create an alternative week, an alternative way of scheduling life that fits within the constructs of life? Because we can't just say fuck everybody, I'm gonna do whatever I want. But it still works at the same time.
Interesting. I think there have been so many conversations, and I mean, how many books do you think there are about this?
Right.
How, like, time hacking or growth hacking or the 4-day work week?
Yeah.
What's his name? Tim Ferriss?
4-hour work week. Yeah.
4-hour work week.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there are
bullshit.
a lot of different kinds of methodologies. Hence why you and I are sort of like, well, maybe if I'm coming in later and staying later, like I'm still going to get all the things done versus punch a clock.
Right.
I'm going to figure out based on my energy and my body what my most productive hours are.
Right.
Some people really are shit at 9 a.m.
Right.
So I struggle with this, right? Like, why do we require people to be in by 9 then? If someone's going to start working better at 10:30 and their working hours are 10:30 to 7:30 or something like that,
right?
As an example.
Yeah.
But I think, so yeah, there's the 4-day work week, which I think is an interesting time or an interesting thought. But there's also
4 hour.
There's 4 hour.
Oh, you're talking about 4. Okay, gotcha.
There's
Keep
4
going.
hour,
No,
but there's also like having a 4-day work week is about a 5-day work week.
Gotcha.
But I'd argue that I know I've read research where even if you only work, let's say you did punch a clock and you're just like a drone kind of worker and you didn't really care about your job, you plugged in at 9 a.m., out at 5 p.m., Monday to Friday.
Right.
Now and you don't have other things necessarily on the weekend, you actually get to totally decompress.
Right.
Even then, only by Sunday, based on some of the research that has come out about it,
right,
you still would need another day to actually enjoy that rest. You're only being unwound by Sunday to hop right back into it on Monday. Even if you had the full weekend to just like do the thing. You couldn't even enjoy the rest and actually use another day to reflect or have good ideas, strategize about your life, do those kinds of things. Yeah. No, there's not really enough time. So what I think is kind of interesting that a lot of people are starting to do now, I know even Simplycast here they're in Dartmouth. Okay. They came out and announced 4-day work week. Like, people don't come into the office on Friday. Like, it's the expectation is to get your shit done in 4 days so you get a longer weekend. So if you had a Friday open, knowing you didn't have to go to the office. Right. Or example, last week there was kind of like a snow day. It was like kind of crappy and I didn't go into work. Right. I was actually a lot more productive here at home for the day because I wasn't interrupted. Right. And I also didn't have as much stress about some of the things I had to do at home because I could do a couple loads of laundry while I was working. Right. I can't do that when I go to the office because the stuff sits in the machine and it's wet for hours and hours and hours. Right. Yeah. But to be able to do those kinds of things, like put on a pot of soup that takes me half an hour to put together and I can watch it while I'm working. Yeah. And now I have both my laundry and my food already done. Right. So now maybe I don't have to do that on Saturday and now maybe I can free up my time. So, I mean, we've sort of been tossing it around at work a little bit. Okay. At least the first idea of. Right. Because what's really going to make people more productive? You know? So yeah, how do we organize the time that we've put constraints around? It's the funniest thing. Right.
Like, imagine if we had Wednesdays off. Hump day. The day it's like, oh, how we get over in the middle of the week? What if you just didn't have... What if you didn't have to go to work on Wednesday? Right. And then you could work Thursday, Friday, maybe Saturday. Then you got Sunday, Monday off. This is what I'm trying to figure out. Is like, how do I manipulate this system? So maybe my week is 11 days long, and I got 2 breaks. I got a day, maybe a day and a half, and a day. I got 4 full days out of 11. But I'm still working. I'm still doing shit. And they don't make calendars for this, so it's not like I can just go get
the Terrence calendar,
the alternative calendar.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think about that because, you know, like I get a 4-day work week. I dig that, but the work I do, it happens every day, so it's hard. My day is 7-day work week, and again, I'm also, like you said, trying to find downtime within a Thursday, where it's like, you know what, maybe I'll sleep in today. Maybe I'll go into the office at 1, and I'll figure out pieces within the day to find time. But I almost feel like I kind of want to just like go hire for 2 days, take a day off, go hire for 3 days, take 2 days off. Like, just in seeing, you never know, maybe that works better than 5 and 2, which is really like
interesting. Okay, so
5 and a half and 1.5.
So what you're suggesting then is changing. So if you looked at 7 days as a sprint,
right?
I'll use that language because our developers, like at work at Common Good Solutions, started setting their own bi-weekly meeting. Usually I'm the one that sets the meetings, and so I'm super happy they just were like, nah, we're gonna have our own bi-weekly meeting. Basically, we'll bring you in if we need you. Perfect. That lets me go do that other stuff, right?
Yeah.
So if there's stuff that they need to touch on, then that's awesome. But what Joseph had used was they use that meeting to talk about what they're going to focus on for the next 2 weeks before their next meeting. So they're calling them sprints. So in this next 2-week sprint, what is our focus? Training. Right. We're trying to get more bums in seats for training that's coming up with Jonathan Coburn around impact measurement, February 11th. Okay. So how are we going to do that for the next 2 weeks? And then they'll come back and revisit. So are you suggesting that you create different like sprint blocks maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe it's 11 days.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because I see when I'm like when we did our training, and I could see when my day is peaking, when I'm coming down, and my days are longer. So I have like an up, down kind of thing instead of, you know, up, down, Mondays kind of, and then it's kind of finished. So I'm finding that I'll wake up at 5 and work from 5 to 7:30 because my brain is going. And if that's when it's sharpest and I'm up and I'm like, I could lay in bed and do nothing, it's like, I don't actually really want to do that. Maybe let me get all this shit done. Then I'll come lay down for half an hour if I really want to. So when I'm up, it's like, okay, let's do it. So understanding the times in the day in which I'm most productive and then maximizing those times, and then looking at this kind of construct of 7 days and being like, well, Saturday, Sunday, Monday it's weird. There's still a lot of shit happening that I'm supposed to not be doing because it's the weekend. So how do I kind of shift that into a Monday, Tuesday-ish space so that I can do what I need to do? I'm not stressing because Monday's coming. Like, aside from the podcast coming on every Tuesday, there's not a lot of other things that are super routine. Mm-hmm. So what do we just create our own little routine?
So do you think that this might be easier for you to accomplish? As an example, like if you and I are both going to try and work in like an 11-day sprint.
Okay. Work
in whatever the equivalent of days off would be.
Right.
Based on the nature of your job versus the nature of my job. So where you do a lot of the videography work, and you do some of the marketing stuff, you can sort of come off campus and do that work at home. Right. Where you're just putting your head down, you're actually like editing, cutting, adding stuff in. Where the nature of my job is to sort of, well, as we're transitioning, managing the day-to-day of the office, being functionally responsible for a handful of silos within the business, which means being connected to other people that might need me for something. I wonder, if I want to think about my schedule, could I do something like that where I'm not in the office on a Wednesday or a Wednesday, Thursday, or something like that, but I'm more available on the other days.
Right. Because I find even with a lot of the work that we do, and we've even talked about this, like we champion the hard worker who works on the weekend. And it's like, okay, so if you're actually not even chilling on the weekend and you're still working, that means you're probably exhausted during the entire course of the week, which means when you're probably working when you're working some of these times, you're probably not working at full speed. So just turn the shit off.
No, exactly.
That's what I'm realizing is don't function in the middle. Don't operate in the middle. You're either on or you're completely the fuck off. And if you're going to be off, enjoy off and don't feel guilty about being off, regardless of what time of day and when other people are working and whatever else is going on. Focus on the shit that is important to you and the timing and the scheduling that works best for you and your schedule.
I love that. And I know because Common Good Solutions is pretty like flexible and we're trying to make sure people have balance and know what's, working in their most favorable conditions. I'm curious how this is going to come up this year, because it's definitely something we've sort of been talking about, and like when people take vacation and for how long, and what about a 4-day work week? How would that work? Yeah. Is there a different way to do it? Right. I think about, again, talking about the drive in at 9:00 being 2/3 the length of or less of regular drive. Well, if I got up at 7, because I'm not someone that gets up at 5 a.m. and I'm never going to be someone that gets up at 5 a.m. And so when I read the stuff from like, thought leader growth hacker types, they're like, well, you got to get up at 5:30 a.m. and you should be doing this before then. Yeah. I'm like, you can do that. Right. You're not the doing most that. Successful people, like it's not a blanket statement. The most successful people in the world they didn't all get up at 5 a.m. to do their freaking cardio. Like I'm not a 5 a.m.er. If you want me to be pissy all day, talk to me at 5 a.m. something. 5 something a.m. No, not going to happen. But if I got up at 7 and I knew I was leaving at 9, I could probably get yoga in. I could probably make sure I got my breakfast and pack my lunch. I probably would have meditated plus shower and do all that stuff like with my gratitude practice or whatever.
Think about it. And, and it's not even a whole change my whole everything.
No, it's a tweak.
Right. Finding little ways to tweak it. I feel like I'm at the point where I just want to just come up with some shit and just see kind of where it goes and if it makes sense. And if I can do it, I'm going to try it and review it after, which is another piece we were talking about, is coming up with a plan and then doing the plan. New Year's comes, everyone's I'm gonna do all this, and then the fucking second week of February comes and you ain't on that shit no more. So we create goals, we create plans, we create things we're gonna do, but how often do we go back and review the plan to see if the plan is out working? What can we change? What we thought we were going to do that we maybe forgot even completely to do. What's working or what we see is not working, and things we can change. The experiences that we've had since the plan to then go back, and it's like we just come up with some shit, say it, and then just go, and then wonder why the plan didn't work because we ain't ever look at that shit ever again.
Exactly. So there's this tool that I got through the school called a resource allocation matrix.
Okay, what's that?
And it's broken up into 4 chunks. Okay. So they're like different pieces of your business. So you've got the human dynamics, which is its own thing. You have your revenue generating streams, your strategic pieces, and then your infrastructure pieces, which are like admin, IT, HR, those kinds of things. Now, across each area of the business, there are obviously more functions than those broad things. Like under revenue, you've got sales and marketing, delivery, client services, all that kind of stuff. Gotcha. Each one of those pieces needs to have a strategy. Written, documented. Yep. And at the end of that strategy has to include what happens if the plan doesn't go according to plan? Why wouldn't this thing go according to plan? What are the risks? And how are we going to deal with that if we come into it, if we encounter it? So the third layer of developing those strategies, there's 5 layers. The third layer is implementation and tweaking it. So just because you wrote it, if you didn't implement it and you're revisiting it every, let's say quarterly, then you're not doing it justice, because plans need to tweak, as you said, based on the experiences or evidence that's coming. Right. As you're doing. Exactly. Right. So if you're not going back and revisiting and tweaking, then you're not really following the plan. So learning things. Yeah. It's like, it's so simple. Of course.
But okay, why do you think most people don't go back and revisit the plan?
Too busy. You don't think about it. It's go. And I think we put too much pressure on ourselves to always be delivering, and don't encourage taking the time to step back,
reflection,
to reflect and re-strategize. So again, it's that working in your business versus on your business.
Right.
And if you're only ever working in your business and never on it, you're missing. You're probably missing opportunity. You're probably missing efficiency. Right. Because you're not adjusting. Right. So if you're not adjusting, then what are you doing? Now it might be working and you don't need to adjust it. Right. And maybe that's fine, but you should still be confirming that, right?
We can't. I asked that question because sometimes I feel like people are scared to see their own success. And people are scared to have an idea. Like, and sometimes I do this where I'm like, oh, we probably should do this. And it's like, oh yeah, but if it works, oh my God, what happens if it works? And I think, but I'm super confident in everything that I could do. And I'm excited. I talk all the shit about all the things that I want to do and I'm going to do. And even me, sometimes I'm like, I'm almost kind of scared for the plan to work. So imagine someone who doesn't feel this way, who doesn't believe in himself like this, and is kind of iffy about their ability to be successful. Like, because the little fucking shitty thing that creeps in the back of your mind that talks to you is real. It's not real. It talks bullshit, but it's real in terms of we create doubt in ourselves. Like, how do you deal with that? Because that for me, honestly, I feel like that's probably a lot of it. It's like, oh, okay, I was wrong. And, you know, it's the middle of the year and it was real cool to say that shit when everybody else was saying that shit. But like, some people like being miserable. Even though they complain that they wish it was better, they like being miserable. So like, how do you kind of battle? How do you work through that? The doubt is bullshit because it's all coming from this like fear of success. Do you know? Does that make sense? Yeah,
I'm over here thinking about two articles that Kyler sent me. Okay. Because he generally sends me all this information because he's a huge nerd and reads all the things. Yeah. He sent me this article. It was written in 2012 by a psychologist, and he was talking about the God bug syndrome, where simultaneously humans are a fascinating species because of this interesting brain power that we have and the way that we've developed. And not only simultaneously do we, in moments, think that we can accomplish anything we want, that the world is mine for the taking, or I can influence change. At the same time, we're like, what's the point? I'm so small. Yep. It doesn't matter what I do. Who cares? And we bounce between these two kind of perspectives. And I think it's just part of the human condition where you bounce in between those two. And despite the fact that you should eat healthy all the time and it's good and you shouldn't smoke because smoking can give you cancer. Like,
I'm gonna die anyway. Who fucking cares?
Right. So there it is, right? So we bounce between trying to be as optimal as we can and then like being a piece of shit sloth. Like how do those two things exist together? But consciously or unconsciously, part of it might be this, I'm so insignificant to, I can do anything, like everything's within my control. Yeah. So I think that's an interesting component to it because I've definitely felt that push and pull and I've talked about it often. Yeah. What was the second article he sent me that I was like, oh.
As you think, because I feel that I've constantly felt that way of, I have to feel like I am supreme, superior. The greatest people who have ever been the greatest of anything were fucking supreme narcissists. Mm-hmm. That's just how it is. You have to believe in yourself the way nobody else ever could and ever will. But then also you look at life and it's like, well, I really ain't shit. There's 7 billion people, like, and there's all these people who've come before me, all these people who will come after me. How important am I really? So I get it because I struggle with the same thing. Am I being arrogant, or am I believing in myself? And like, how's that being? And then I don't care what nobody thinks of me. Yeah, you fucking do. We all fucking do. We all pretend like we don't, but I heard this. I would love to take credit for this, but I can't. But people say they don't care. But if you didn't care, why you on Instagram? You do care. Guess what? It's okay to care. You're kind of supposed to care. But how do you not care when you know you have to care? But there ain't no point in caring because it don't matter. But it does.
Right.
What the fuck?
I can't find it.
I don't know.
And these are the questions we ask ourselves in our 30s.
Because you're scared too now that you're in your 30s and like, what the fuck?
Not there yet. Hello. 6 months away.
Almost there. You there.
6 months away.
You there.
This is very scary for me.
Yeah. We're not making Pod feel very comfortable about this.
But this is real shit though. This is real. Here's the thing. Everybody fucking thinks this shit. I know everyone thinks like this. Or to some degree, it's like, what the fuck? What is my fucking purpose to be here? And then when you find your gift and you know why you're here on earth, you're meant to do this good that lives in the future and people are inspired forever. And it's like, yeah, but I'm not really that important. But you are. Lauren, don't let me talk in circles.
I feel like I broke your brain a little bit. See, and this is where we're at. And it's not even noon on a Sunday. It's on a Sunday. Yeah, I don't know. We're just going to see how it goes. I don't even know where to go. Like, I don't have like a conclusion about these kinds of things. These things we struggle with, and the things that
like does
I feel
this
like
ever
this
go
is
away?
this
Fuck.
is but I feel like these are the lessons that we have to learn.
Yeah.
In life, like it's there's that thing too. Like if you're a person that believes in reincarnation, then you are on this earth right now to learn certain lessons you didn't learn in your lives before, and if you don't learn them now, you will have to repeat a cycle and learn them in another way.
Yeah. You think we go somewhere else? Where do you think we go when we're not here?
I don't know.
As human beings.
I don't know. I don't think that we sit in the same consciousness that we have here. Like geez, man, we really getting into this at the end of the show?
Yeah,
Olé.
yeah, why not?
I think, I think when it ends here, I think it ends.
Here.
In this form.
Yeah.
In this life. Like, do I think you go back up into some sort of like cloud and look down on those that you've left behind and see what they're doing? Like, I struggle with that a lot.
Yeah.
I struggle with that.
Yeah.
I think that if reincarnation is real, then that energy takes a different form at some point. Do I think it necessarily has conscious memory of its previous experiences? I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, if you're thinking about it in that vein, perhaps some of those experiences could come to conscious state at some point in the next experience, but I don't know anything about these things. Nobody knows anything about these things. Certain groups of folks think they know exactly what happens, but no one can know for sure, and that's part of the human condition. We can't ever confirm this.
Yeah, you ever talk to a dead person in heaven?
No, exactly. But even people that have had near-death experiences or have died and been revived, I don't know. I don't know what happens, which is kind of why I would like to make this go as positive as I can make it.
Yeah, because we don't. That's the thing. We don't know. We ain't got no choice. No. We are here for a very, very, very short period of time. Which, again, the concept of time. I'm old when I'm 20. I saw someone. You're old. You're 31. What the fuck?
I know. I feel like every decade thinks that the next decade's old.
Right.
Because it feels old. 10 years is long.
10 years is a long time.
A long time.
Right. In air quotes. But, and I guess that's the thing. Like, it's just continues on. What is what? We were told to believe in these constructs that were created. But there's this movie called, I'll say all about Smallfoot. We got to lie. We got to lie to people.
That's right.
Because if we tell people the truth, People say they want the truth, but a lot of people don't really want the truth. We've been hearing the truth about R. Kelly for 20 years. And didn't nobody want to hear that truth till now.
Ugh.
So I see why they lied to the people, because if we knew, we would end the show.
Uncomfortable truths. I'd love to know. I'd love to hear what the listeners think about time and try to fit everything into this existence, or not, or is it a bunch of cockamamie bullshit? I don't know, man. You got me all like confused over here on a Sunday morning.
We're in the Matrix, and you got to go be coach now.
I do. I got to go be coach now, and all the girls will be like, "Let's get fired up," and I'll be like, "I don't know, guys. What are we doing in the next life? And are we really here for like what's our purpose?" And I'm just gonna be sitting there on the sideline like
Coach
this.
Lowe, Zenlin.
Yeah, no, I snap out of that pretty quick. Yesterday, I was all fired up.
Yeah, well, go get
some of the plays we made yesterday. I was like up out of my chair, like, get out of here, kind of thing. And then
the game starts at what time?
2 p.m. 2 p.m. at the Homburg Center. I might have to come check that versus UMB.
I might have to come check that. I ain't got shit else to do today.
Well, I would love it if you come watch.
Yeah, I ain't got shit else to do.
Then maybe you can meet my friend Nick.
I come meet everybody. Yeah. Oh, the announcer man.
Yeah.
Announcer man Nick.
Yeah. People, let us know what you think about this. Yeah. Like, I feel like we're all over the place today, but it's a new year and we're tweaking, we're learning, and
we got some plans for y'all. We got some plans
questions
for y'all.
Yeah, the existential questions of life.
Yeah. So if you think life ends here, let us know. If you think we go to become twigs.
Heaven, trees.
Yeah, yo. Let us know what
aliens.
you think. Let us know. Yeah, the aliens are coming and the robots are here. So get fucking ready, because this is life. Let them know where to find you at, Lo, before we get out of here.
At Placemaking4G or at Common Good for All on all the things.
Bang, bang, boom. TerrenceTaylorMedia.com. Terrence J. Taylor on Instagram. I got a really dope photograph I'm going to post on Instagram in the next couple of days. And I have a cool GIF of some other photographs I'm going to take. Shouts to Kylie. Shout outs to Sid Kozatsky's wedding photographers. I can't remember their names, but I'm putting together Sid and Emma's wedding film.
I wasn't even there, and I could cry watching the video.
That's just gonna be fire. And let y'all know. And then I will be taking submissions for weddings during the summer of 2019. You gonna want this TTM film life at your wedding? Hey, I'm gonna be there.
Of course,
anybody else who wants one of these? This is next level shit. We're not just making little wedding videos. We make wedding films.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like short doc wedding film shit. Host Often will be the first wedding that. Listen, y'all just fucking wait and see. I'm gonna have that shit. Changing the narrative.ca CTM podcast on Instagram. We be out on Tuesday. Thursdays on the visuals, Facebook and YouTube. Until next week. Oh, we love you too, Dwayne.
Yeah,
Dwayne's not here. Obviously, y'all figured that out. But we love you, Dwayne. And we'll see you soon. Listeners, we see y'all soon. You'll hear us soon. We'll hear you soon. That's it. That's all.
Bye.
Toodaloos.